What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dictate the Day. We back at it. I'm Dick, and I'm in here taking the day. And good news, at the time of me recording this, it's Friday, all right? And if you're enjoying this Friday with me, let's go. And if you're not, I'm sorry, and I'm with you. Because, not every day is hunky-dory. But maybe myself and the entertaining clips, mind-melting, dark reality shifting. I'm also working on some titles. But, like I was saying, maybe I can help you get out of the slump, give you something else to think about. And, if you're feeling that way, put something in the comments. Maybe I can give you some type of information, some type of love that can get you out of that. And I want to say thank you because I've gotten more comments than I've ever gotten. Is that a word? Gotten? That I've ever got? Either way, thank you very much. That to me is awesome. Very empowering, if I'm going to use the correct word. Very positive stuff. Thank you. You know who you are. I appreciate you so much. We are now up to I think we're on the verge of 140 subscribers. Man, it's got old Mr. Dick feeling real lively. Real lively. I almost didn't upload today. Had my orientation at the new gig. And so, my schedule was kind of thrown off and had paperwork and stuff to do last night. And so I had to, curate till 2 o'clock this morning. Couldn't go to sleep till 3. I was like, I'll just wait. And I was like, no. I ran through the comments again and I was like, man, this is all the encouragement I need. Let's do it. I'm talking too much already. Let's just get into the damn thing. But you know how I like to do it. I hope everyone's taking the day. Let me give us a little music to, fire up the vibe, so to speak. The name of this song is Searching for You. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just trying to find my tribe, y'all. And we're growing. We're doing it. Get in here. All right, here we go. Hydrate, caffeinate, stimulate, don't hate. Oh, you already know. Let's get into this. Friday. All right, that's enough. My bad. It helps me. Sorry. It was 49 seconds. Apologize. All right. This first clip I got is, it's cool, but it's scary. It's about these wonderful things. It's a very clean license plate, though. It's digital. It's always a catch-22 with these things. Technology is dope. It's so powerful. You're opening up avenues and opportunities and things, but watch. Chimney Christmas.
These digital license plates, they can connect to LTE services like a 4G or 5G service. They can connect Bluetooth. And they have GPS tracking. If somebody steals your license plate, immediately it's like the license plate is digital. Once you detach it, it says plate detached. Or if it's stolen, it says stolen. But also you could put ads on it. They could put Amber Alerts on the back. When you go into a parking spot, and so I don't have to pay the...
Sorry, I had to interrupt. If they put ads on that, they better cut me a check or lower my insurance or my car payment. You know what I mean? What are we doing? And then this part is cool. He's talking about if you pay for parking, it lets the parking attendant or whoever the powers may be know what times you're paid for and what date and stuff. Very cool. But watch.
ticket thing, you can just swipe it on this app and the digital license plate will show this is parking paid and shows a timeline. And so it seems like it's the next layer of innovation. But think about what that permanently means. The government is tracking you everywhere. It's a GPS tracker. It's connected to the internet. And it's already available in California, Arizona, and in Michigan. And in this year, Florida is thinking about passing it as well. Some people don't know. They think that they're protected by the Fourth Amendment from illegal search and seizures, which they are. But there's an exclusion to the Fourth Amendment that people don't know. If it's a third-party database, they don't need a warrant for that. It's like we were talking about last week, that Babel Street or Fog Data Science. Those are third-party sites. The police don't need a warrant for that. Just think about the concept. If all the plates were purchased from this third-party company and all the informational data is stored in this third-party company, like your GPS information, everything, all the police has to do is say, hey, I need the information on XYZ person, and they can get it like that. They don't need a warrant or nothing. And they bypass the Fourth Amendment by making these plates third-party. These digital license plates, they can connect to LTE.
I want one, but I don't want one. I'm an overthinker, if you couldn't tell, but I also think about, that like if a hacker got a hold of this technology and like the outcomes are crazy. You know what I mean? If you did something nefarious or illegal and a hacker was, let's say on your side, and they tracked that. I mean, there's just so many. I'm not even going to put it out there. This is all entertainment. I'll let your mind do whatever it does. Okay, let's keep rolling. My wonderful wife is going to be home early today, so I got to bust a move. So let's do that. Bam!
You will not be able to work.
You see what that says? Digital ID mandatory if you want to work in the UK. This is all over TikTok right now, and it's supposed to happen very soon. And like, if you want a job or to keep your job, you have to have a digital ID. They're going to use the excuse of immigration, I think, is what some of the talkers are saying. I don't know. I'm totally just going by what I've heard. This is hearsay entertainment. Watch.
In the United Kingdom, if you do not have digital ID. Our immigration system does need to be fair if we want to maintain that binding contract that our politics is built on. And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID.
Okay. There's lots of different takes on this. Of course, there is. It's a big deal. You know what's next. Oh, man. We could really go down the rabbit hole for sure on this, but you create a problem, then you solve the problem. You know what I'm talking about. Power and control. Entertainment. There's a clip on that I was going to upload today. I'm gonna hint to it. We'll get there. We'll get there. My bad. Here we go.
Victor, Christina, Jeremy, we're going to the moon.
To me, what does this all boil down to? And that is answering some of the biggest questions of our time. Questions like, are we alone? We can answer that by going to Mars in the future, and this mission can be the first step in bringing that answer back to Team Humanity.
This is a test mission, and it was highlighted up there. I know this week NASA has said that we're going to open the launch window in early February, and we just do not anchor on dates. We are going to launch when this vehicle is ready, when this team is ready, and we are going to go execute this mission to the best of our abilities. When we get off the planet, we might come right back home. We might spend 3 or 4 days around Earth. We might go to the moon. That's where we want to go, but it is a test mission, and we are ready for every scenario as we ride this amazing space launch system and the Orion spacecraft 250,000 miles away. It's going to be amazing. Victor?
many of us don't believe that we've ever been there. I've seen so much stuff about, who was recording the moon landing from the moon, who got there first and set up the camera, there's so many details that just would not work out. The fact that we haven't been back and we don't have the technology, but yet I have more technology in this than they had in the supercomputers at the time to get us to the moon. And then there's the Van Allen belt. Are we really doing this? What is this really is what I want to know. Okay, what is this really? Allegedly, I said this like maybe in my last video, but you know what NASA translates to if you use the Hebrew language. I have learned, and I don't know if this is 100% true, that it means to deceive. And then if you know anything about the NASA symbol, what the little red thing symbolizes, yeah, that was weird. That was like Silence of the Lambs, but you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Okay, let's keep rolling. Kind of in a hurry. Love everyone. Ooh, man, the love is in the air. Yes, I'm like deliriously tired, but I'm kind of riding it right now. Well, let's go. And yes, I have a lip pillow in and a piece of gum. Let's go.
This event that's about to take place.
This is the only other thing that I feel like is overwhelming TikTok. This happened yesterday, and I wanted to get this up, so I didn't do research on maybe they told us what it's about. They've called every single general from all different branches of the military into some meeting. There's hundreds of them, even the ones that are in active wartime spots. They're having them all come. They don't call it the Secretary of Defense anymore. It's the Secretary of War. He wanted everyone to meet, and they're not telling us what it is. I've heard things like it's just a photo op for the president. It seems a little more serious. The clip I have right after this will kind of divulge into it, but let's get the details out of the way. I love this guy. This is Keegan Dunlap, ex-military superhero and full of great information. Entertainment, let's go. God, what's happening?
May be the largest gathering of generals that's ever gotten together in U.S. history. Apparently on September 25th of 2025, the U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth issued an order summoning hundreds of senior military officers, including generals and admirals from the Navy, the Army, the Air Force, the Marine Corps, and Space Force for a closed-door meeting at Marine Corps Base Quantico in Virginia. Apparently the meeting is supposed to be scheduled for Tuesday, September 30th of 2025, and it applies to all officers that are the rank of brigadier general or higher, and all of their top senior enlisted advisors as well. Estimates of attendees are varying currently, but some reports are citing that there could be nearly up to 800 participants, including staff, even though senior leaders appear to be somewhat unaware of the full scope or purpose of this thing. Even officers that are currently in active conflict zones are expected to attend this meeting, which makes me think that something urgent is happening. Now, the Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell confirmed the event, stating that, quote, the Secretary of War will be addressing his senior military leaders early next week, end quote, but provided no further details on the agenda. Now, something I think is very interesting is that a very senior Pentagon correspondent with 30 plus years of experience described it as an unprecedented event in their career, saying, quote, I've never seen anything like this. We might be going to war, end quote. Now, the lack of stated agenda has fueled further speculation and unease from a lot of people, with one anonymous source telling the Washington Post that, quote, people are very concerned. They have no idea what it means, end quote. Now, from what folks have said, the last time this many senior officers and leaders got together was during the Goldwater-Nichols Act of 1986, which totally restructured the entire military command, but nobody's saying anything about what's actually going to be discussed yet. So believe me, when I find out, I will keep you guys updated, because this is huge. This event...
Whoa. I know that this could also mean other things like potential, wartime prep, which is also scary. Like, I've seen people celebrating the fact that we might be going to war. War is horrible. It's horrible. They say it's a necessary thing. I don't agree. Oh, man. It's like the late, great Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne said. Generals gathered in their masses. You know the rest. I can't sing too much because you know what happens on YouTube. Not that I can sing it all, but I like to do it. Yeah, man, you know, we got the 3i Atlas thing, and there's supposed to be some other bigger comet. Is it related to that? I mean, there's just so many scenarios. Or it could be nothing. But this next guy I got, this is the first time I've
What's
ever...
really happening?
Damn, that's loud. First time I ever put him up. Proctor Hopkins. He's silly, but super smart. Check him out. I do follow him. This clip is 3 minutes, 47 seconds long, but I think it's worthy because he's going to draw some lines together here for us. Watch this.
Happening in the skies, and what aren't we being told? In just a few weeks, we've had congressional hearings, mysterious drones, NASA headlines buried, and even a call for global military leaders to meet behind closed doors. It started with the UAP disclosure hearings in Congress. Attendance was thin. The same faces, the same recycled talking points. Nothing groundbreaking for those who have followed disclosure for years. But one video was new. From an unidentified source, the video showed a Hellfire missile being fired at an anomalous aerial object. Instead of being destroyed, the missile bounced off, and the object appeared unharmed. What technology survives that? Then that very night, NASA teased a huge announcement for the following morning on September the 10th. They then declared they found evidence of ancient microbial life on Mars.
So this very well could be the clearest sign of life that we've ever found on Mars, which is incredibly exciting.
They said after a year of study, they had no alternate explanation. Now that should have been the headline of the century, yet within hours, global events completely overshadowed it, turning a microscope on us as a species and how divided we are. Most people I've spoken to don't even know that NASA said that. The story was just completely swept away. Then came the drone crisis. Monday night, Copenhagen airport was shut down. Not toy drones, but large unknown craft. Just last night, Denmark declared a state of emergency as the incursions continued. Oslo in Norway was hit too. And doesn't this just echo the New Jersey drone flap of 2024 into 2025?
Yes.
Back then we had wild contradictions. They were Iranian drones launched from a mothership off the coast. The Pentagon denied it. They were Chinese. They were hobbyist drones. They were even rumoured to be searching for nuclear material. And yet, no solid explanation ever stuck. In fact, the White House came out saying that they were FAA approved all of a sudden. Think about the word drone. It literally means a low, irritating hum. Something we dismiss.
Oh, yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. Algorithms muffled the story. People had to rename it just to discuss it. So why now? Why Denmark? Is it escalation? Or are we replaying an old script in a new theatre? And then just this morning, Pete Hegseth announced that all military generals from across the world are being called to Quantico next week for what? Casual catch-up? Something undisclosed, urgent, global. Meanwhile, up in space, 3i Atlas, an interstellar visitor, is approaching Mars. Closest approach will be on the 3rd of October. Now, scientists insist it's a comet, but its behaviour doesn't fit. Is it just coincidence that as Earth deals with anomalous craft, Mars braces for a cosmic one? And in the deepest background, whispers of Project Bluebeam. Too much for tonight, but maybe not too much for tomorrow. So I'll leave it with questions. Why was NASA's Mars announcement buried? What's really in the drone contradictions? Why a secret global military summit now? And what is 3i Atlas really? Drop your thoughts in the thread, like, follow, discuss, and as always, keep curious. What's really happening in the...
I like that guy so much. That was an excellent, put together, well edited video. Check him out. Proctor Hopkins. Proctor Hopkins. What's happening in our skies? What's crazy? is none of this is really surprising anymore. We are so desensitized with the craziness, and it may be by design. Because like that general meeting, they wouldn't. Why did that get out? Supposedly it was leaked. They would have put the kibosh on that right away, and you know what I mean. And everybody's talking about it. It's not a secret. We're all like, something's going to happen by design. I don't know. I've got some theories, and I'm sure you do too. Put them in the comments. Man, I love them comments. Hey, while you're at it, throw me a thumbie. That sounds inappropriate. You know what I meant. One of these things. Give me one of those. If you feel like it. And if not, man, just thank you for checking it out. And a subscribe would be the Medal of Honor for me. Thank you. All right, enough. I'm in a hurry. I keep forgetting. Here we go. This is nuts. That's Hong Kong. Jeez. Man. Getting wrecked. It's that typhoon. Here's another thing. I'm like crazy about the weather because I'm a middle-aged man. I like talking about the weather. I like watching the weather. I love big thunderstorms. I don't know if it's a middle-aged man thing, but it does kind of happen. World War II documentaries and the weather. Why do I love that stuff so much? But I do. There's like these hurricanes out on the east, and they are potentially going to join up and create this thing. I forgot what it's called. If you want a really cool weather channel to check out on the tube or the talk, it's Ryan Hall, y'all. Love that guy. He does real good things in like bad weather catastrophes. He takes donations and then takes his money from the YouTube and brings food and water. Support that guy, Ryan Hall, y'all. I was going to put up a clip, but I'm in a hurry and other things unfolded. I kind of lost it, and then, whatever. It was kind of long, but check him out. And if you live on the southeast coast, man, and I'm sure you know already, but if you don't, check it out.
They did a study in the UK.
I just thought this was cool. Kind of obscure for my video, but whatever, right? I'm pretty obscure myself. Kind of a cool fact, though. Watch this.
And the conclusion from this study is so strange, you may not even believe it, but swear, check it out, research it, it is real. So they had mother and father lay in bed with their newborn or their young child, and they were testing the reaction to different sounds. Well, when the baby cries, the mother's, a healthy mother, will wake up and tend to the baby with its distress call, which says, I need attention here. But the father sleeps through it. Now everyone knows, yes, usually the guy sleeps through the crying baby. The mom wakes up a bunch of times in the night, and that is true. However, different sounds make the father tend to wake up more often, and the mother sleeps through it. Such as, when the sound of rustling leaves was made outside the window, the father is more likely to wake up to it, while the mother sleeps through it. And this is believed to be due to the hormone called vasopressin, which works like the love and bonding hormone, but it produces a different type of care behavior, defensive aggression, the protectorate role. Basically, the hormone that makes guys want to protect their family from a potential predator. They did a study in the UK, and the conclusion from this...
I've watched several of these. That vasopressin, for one, I really like that word. I don't know why. I feel like it might even be a more powerful word than testosterone, vasopressin. But I guess the love hormone for women is like oxytocin, and then vasopressin is the male. I'm not 100% sure on that. I've watched several clips on this, but I feel like that's correct. Do a little research in that. That is powerful stuff. Okay, here we go.
The U.S. government.
Upsetting right now. We have so many other things going on in our world, and we have to worry about just our sustenance alone. Man, damn. This is Toilet Time Media. Check them out. They're great too. It's funny and yet informative entertainment.
Passed a law concerning lab-grown meat, chicken specifically. So lab-grown chicken is now allowed to be sold in America. This is reported by CNN on June 23rd of this year. So they say soon Americans are going to be able to try chicken that comes directly from chicken cells rather than, well, a chicken. So the USDA gave Upside Foods and Good Meats the green light to start producing and selling their lab-grown or cultivated chicken products in the United States.
We are back with the new lab-grown chicken that was just approved for sale in the U.S.
For the first time, U.S. regulators approved the sale of chicken made from animal cells.
The age of lab-grown meat has arrived in this country. The Agriculture Department just approved 2 California companies to sell chicken grown in steel tanks using cells that come from an animal egg or a special bank of stored cells. The cell-cultivated chicken will first be available at a restaurant in San Francisco and another one in Washington, D.C., owned by famed chef Jose Andres, before hitting stores.
The U.S. government passed a law.
I don't eat a lot of chicken. But, man, people do. And if it's in restaurants and stuff, I mean, does it say it on the menu? Most of the food you see at the stores have that one ingredient that says bioengineered. That is so freaky to me. Goodness gracious. So much stuff going on. We're in the Matrix. We are in the Matrix. Let's go.
Real quick, while he's gone, I'll just go over some really crazy stuff I read today. Apparently, artificial sweeteners like aspartame and saccharin, based on a recent 8-year study in the journal Neurology, high consumption of artificial sweeteners like aspartame and saccharin is associated with cognitive decline in middle-aged adults, particularly those with diabetes. Says that participants who consume the most low and no calorie artificial sweeteners experienced a 62% faster decline in overall thinking and memory skills. Real quick, while he's gone, I'll just go over some really crazy stuff.
I mean, crazy. I've heard this for a long time. I've also heard, the fake sweeteners encourage the C word to form in your body as well. Here's one thing that I do. And I don't know if this is the answer or not, but it has been proven to help your body's cells. I spend the majority of the day not eating. Yesterday I was so busy I didn't eat till I don't know, and I wait till 5 or 6 usually to put whole food in my body. I'll do some juice and some protein. I microdose protein. I've talked about it before. But I feel like if what we are eating is not the best or not the realest or whatever, I wish it was, and I wish I had access to more. I feel like fasting at least gives your body time to deal with whether it's the garbage or the synthetic or whatever, because the cells aren't being constantly exhausted by having to digest and, put stuff where it needs to belong and stuff. You give the body time to reset. That's just me giving you a dictate the day-ism. I've been doing it now for, probably close to 10 years. Yeah. I tell you what, though, every once in a while, I'll give myself a day, usually one of the weekend days, to have something horrible. I really don't do it anymore because it affects me for several days after. I feel it. So, I can only imagine if I ate that stuff for every meal, what my life would be like. Ugh, what it used to be like. Okay, here we go. I don't do a lot of animal videos, but, man, I love the animals. Do you see this? This is a full-grown African elephant, and this is something I have never seen. I started thinking Mandela effect at first. What is this? And has this just been around the whole time? I'm 50 years old, and I've watched Discovery Channel and Mutual of Omaha and documentary this and Animal that, Steve Irwin. You know what I mean? Where was this? Have you seen this?
A lot of people are calling this video out for being AI.
I thought it was.
But it's not.
It's
That's
not.
a real animal. Meet the eland. It's basically a giant species of antelope that's only found in the savannas of southern Africa. And by giant, I mean these things could get up to 7 feet tall and 2,200 pounds apiece. That's about, 3 times the weight of a grizzly bear. Look at this thing next to a giraffe. Or a zebra. Or a rhino.
Look.
I'm not joking. That thing's basically a refrigerator with legs. But at the same time, they can also run nearly 50 miles an hour and jump 10 feet vertically. Somebody get this thing an NBA contract. And because they're so big and athletic, they are an enormous problem for predators in Africa to deal with. And that includes Mufasa. In fact, they're known for putting lions into body bags. I'd put that on my resume. Moral of the story? No, we did not get an update. These things just don't spawn anywhere near you. And as always, follow for more facts.
The name of that guy's channel was Odd Danny. Check that out. I am now following him from this video alone. Why are we riding horses? I mean, I love horses. I'm a horse in the Zodiac or whatever. They're great. But this looks like an avatar, and I'm trying to ride this monster. Whoa, what? Oh, dude. Dude. Okay.
This is the terrifying moment a man cheats death by leaping into his car as a giant wild brown bear pounces on him. CCTV footage shows the enormous bear prowling behind a wall and catching sight of his target. The huge predator theatrically leaps over the barrier and lunges, paws up, at the terrified man. Thankfully, he is right next to his unlocked car and manages to jump inside in the nick of time. This is the terrifying moment a man cheats death.
I've talked about this before. I have a fear of big bears. It's the whole eating you alive thing, and, you know, their eyes are like dead doll eyes. Man, this one hit me in a certain way. And what country are they in? Is this some UK country? Look how small all the cars are. I feel like if the bear wanted to, he could just tip the car over and can open that thing. Man. All right. We're on the move. Let's keep it rolling. Rolling.
It took me 15 years to understand.
This is the last video, and you know, I talk about not necessarily motivation, but discipline, as far as, you know, using things to help you get out of a slump or get done what you know you need to do, what you feel you need to do. I recently found this guy. Man, I don't know if this is the original channel. I think it may be Jacob Howland. JJ Howland is the channel. This is only 30 seconds long. And man, if it is not, it hits the nail on the head for me. And screw what anyone thinks. Okay? Watch this. This is powerful. And then we're out of here.
It took me 15 years to understand this. I'm going to tell you in less than 30 seconds. If nobody sees you as an enemy, you're not important. If nobody talks behind your back, you're not relevant. If somebody tries to take advantage of you, it means you have value. If somebody tries to put you down, it means you're already above them. Hate only comes from below, never from above. If they doubt you, it means you're doing things that they believe are impossible for themselves. Criticism, that's just a hidden form of admiration. Your haters are actually your biggest fans. They just haven't figured out how to clap yet. It took me 15 years to understand this.
Man, I love that. I love that. Check that dude's channel out. Super powerful. Yeah, that's so good. All right, we're going to keep it short today. We're about 33 minutes. It's one thing I always say, though. If you have haters, it's because you're winning. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Thank you for joining me on the channel today. Thank you for sticking around if you made it to the end. Kept it kind of light with a dash of holy shit. But thank you. Really, really, really. The subscribers, everyone checking it out, like, it means a lot to me. Thank you so very much. I got this job coming up, and the schedule's going to get crazy, and it's just the encouragement, the empowerment that I need to get it in there. I know my uploads are going to be weird because I'm going to be working till like midnight, but I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do it for y'all. I'm going to do it for me. I'm going to do it for the haters. Let's go. Let's go. All right, let me set up the music. Okay, let me set that up. Remember, if the day is hitting you in some certain way, I still encourage you to take it. Take the day. And it can be difficult. So I always say, spread your love, share your knowledge. Just the smallest thing can help. I talk about small wins, putting them in the bag, and man, it's the inertia that keeps you going. I hope the video finds you and helps you in some way, even if it's just to, like, I always say make fun of me or think the stuff I'm uploading is crazy. Whatever. Thank you so very much. I love everyone. I hope your weekend's amazing. I hope it unfolds with success, but Dick's got a dip. I will see y'all on the flip. Let's play us out. Feeling good on a Friday.